This is the first chapter, nutrition, food supplying system. We already completed some of the topics in this chapter, like autotrophic nutrition. That means the plants whichever prepare or any organisms which depends upon sunlight for energy, they are called as autotrophic nutrition. That means the type of the nutrition is called as autotrophic nutrition. That is, they only depend upon sunlight, but they won't depend on any other organisms. They won't depend on any other organism. They depend only on sunlight. So this part we have already completed. And what are the examples here? You already written in your books that plants, all green plants are given there, all green plants, and again some of the microscopic organisms like blue green algae and some photosynthetic bacteria. So this part we have completed, and before holidays we have also completed about heterotrophic nutrition also, organisms which depends upon different organisms. That means they depend on animals or otherwise they depend on plants for food. Since they don't have any chlorophyll, so that they will depend upon other organisms in search of food. But when it comes to here, this diagram I have given you already in your notes, that every green plant prepares food materials with the help of sunlight, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, and water. These are the four things. So these are the four things which are important for any plant to prepare their food materials. What are the food materials here? C6, H12, O6. That means carbohydrates, and oxygen and water. That means these four are required to produce these three. So this is what the photosynthesis we discussed on the day before holidays, and here this was a basic photosynthetic reaction which was given by C.B. Van Til. If you remember, we have discussed this also, and we have discussed the perfect Robert Hill equation here. This is called as Robert Hill photosynthetic reaction, where you can see 6 moles of carbon dioxide, 12 moles of water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. These four things will give rise to three things. That means carbohydrates, water, and oxygen. This is what we discussed earlier, and we will shift on to the another topic now. So if you remember, we have discussed some of the experiments. One of the experiment here. This is one of the experiment. Presence of starch. So we always say that photosynthesis is a reaction, or it is a chemical or a biochemical reaction where it produces carbohydrates in the presence of sunlight, and that is in the form of starch. That means carbohydrate will be in the form of starch. So to prove whether starch is produced during photosynthesis, we will perform this activity. For that, what we are needed here, you can see here clearly a beaker which is filled with the water, and we will insert a test tube which is filled with methyl spirit, and then we will put a green leaf, and then entire setup we just put into asbestos gauge. That means it is a wire gauge, and then we will arrange that on tripod stand. Then we will arrange one Bunsen burner. So when it starts burning, what will happen here? The water gets heated. After water gets heated, what will happen here? This green color leaf will turn into white. Then what will happen here? Anyhow, the bubbles will be produced. That is of no use here. We need only what will happen to the leaf. So entire chlorophyll pigment will be removed with the help of methylated spirit. So here we are using methylated spirit. Then after 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then we will switch off this light, the Bunsen burner. Then we will remove this leaf outside and we will put into the petri dish. Then we will add iodine solution. So this iodine solution, whenever starch is produced on the leaf, it will turn into blue color, purple color. So if the leaf indicates purple color, then we can say that it is a perfect production of starch. then we can prove that there is a presence of starch after photosynthesis. It is another form of carbohydrate. And then we'll just go into another activity here. We discussed about factors which are responsible for photosynthesis here. So what are the factors are responsible for photosynthesis? Sunlight is one factor, water is one factor, carbon dioxide is one factor, temperature is a factor. More sunlight, it affects the photosynthesis. More water, it affects the photosynthesis. And carbon dioxide temperature more. That means if we increase temperature more, then photosynthesis also will be altered a little. So water and photosynthesis here. So what is water and photosynthesis here? That means here 12 molecules of water, when it combined, only half of the water will be produced during photosynthesis. So how this can be seen here? This can be seen from this 12 moles of water after photosynthesis converting into half of the water molecules. So there is a relation between water and photosynthesis. As this is a basic class, we are discussing here the minute revision topics here, and you know about Joseph Priestley, who have conducted series of experiments where we discussed about clearly we use a bell jar, transparent bell jar, and we just put a light, and then we'll close this bell jar. After that, what will happen? The light will be put off. Then we will he introduced a rat and a burning candle. Then he closed this lid. And what happened here? This was put off and the rat was died. Then what happened? Third step, you can see that he thought that it's a non-living thing. It's an animal. It's a plant. Which plant you remembered already? The plant. He used a candle, rat, mint plant and closed this bell jar. After some time later, what happened? All were alive. That means it is burning, the light is burning, the rat is alive, the plant is okay. So what had happened here? You can easily assume that the last step, in the last step, you can understand that there is a chance of life with the help of some gas. So all these times they have understood that this produces some sort of living gas. This might have produced some kind of viscous gas or respirable or irrespirable gas or fixed air. So this was earlier called as a fixed air. This was earlier called as respirable air. Later, after the discovery of bell jar experiment, they later named it as oxygen, carbon dioxide. But by this experiment, what we can infer is that plants, when kept under sunlight, after all, four available of factors like water, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, and the sunlight, it produces oxygen gas, and that will be given to the supply of candle and rat. In turn, this carbon dioxide will be taken by this plant. So that what will happen here? Photosynthesis will be helping to give the life for a rat and to burning of the candle. Then we can assume from this, these experiments were conducted by Priestley. So that he is called as the father of oxygen. So till here we have completed. And in next class, what we are going to do is activity 2. And today there is no homework. And on Wednesday we will discuss about Moore's half-leaf experiment, which is very interesting, that half of the leaf will be turned into colorless, half of the leaf will be turned into purple. Why this will happen will be followed in the next class.